Good morning, student of Early Mathematics 1 module, which is EAM 1501. My name is Dr. TF Sambo from the Department of Early Childhood Education and Development. The purpose of this is to show you or to explain the overview of this module and what to expect throughout the year. The details of contact. My contact email address is esambotf@unisa.ac.za. You can also contact me through the module forum, which will be posted to you. When you go to your module site, you will look for your module, which is EAM 1501, and then you post your questions or you post anything that you want to know about the module. Also, you can email me. Remember, when you email, you should include the module name, and your student number at all the times. Introduction and welcome. It is a great pleasure to welcome you to the Early Mathematics 1, which is EAM 1501 module. To ensure you share our enthusiasm for this field of study, we urge you to watch and read this overview thoroughly. The outline of the content of this module, which is EAM 1501. Study Unit 1. It is theoretical knowledge informing early mathematics. The Study Unit 2 is supporting learning in early mathematics. Study Unit 3 is learning environment for early mathematics. Study Unit 4 is the structure of the content area in early mathematics. Study Unit 5 is knowledge about child development and early learning. The purpose of the module. This module consists of a total of 5 study units, which I have already indicated on the previous slide. Study Unit 1, it provides theoretical knowledge informing early mathematics. You will gain a sound knowledge of all aspects of importance in mathematics, which already have a place in the early years of a child's development. Study Unit 2, which focuses on supporting learning in early mathematics. You are being introduced to guidelines for developing babies, toddlers, and young children based on the South African National Framework for Children from Birth to 4 years. Study Unit 3. It focuses on learning environment for early mathematics. The environment plays a crucial role in a child's learning, comprising 2 main aspects, which is the psychological and the physical. Meaning that if the environment is not suitable for the child, that child will not be able to learn properly. Study Unit 4, it explored the structures of the content area in early mathematics, and thus the content from South African National Curriculum Framework for Children from Birth to age 4. Study Unit 5, which is the last unit of the module, focuses on knowledge about child development and early learning. You will also get an overview of indigenous resources that you can use in teaching early mathematics. Play as a foundational principle to inform the practice of early mathematics forms part of Study Unit 5. Learning outcomes of the unit. Study Unit 1. The learning outcomes of Study Unit 1, you will be able to evaluate different definitions of the concept of early mathematics. You will be able to explore different theories, concepts, and principles of early mathematics for young children. The last one, you'll be able to critically reflect on theories, concepts, and principles of early mathematics for young children. Study Unit 2, Learning Outcomes. You as a teacher, you will be able to illustrate the link between child development and early learning. You will also be able to appraise early child development and early learning to inform practice in early mathematics in context. Study Unit 3, Learning Outcomes. You will be able to define learning environment in an early mathematics context. You will be able to identify appropriateness for diversity and other factors of difference. And you'll also be able to critically reflect upon the implications of learning environment. Study Unit 4, Learning Outcomes. You'll be able to unpack the curriculum content relating to the early learning development area of early mathematics. You'll be able to determine the relevancy of curriculum content. Study Unit 5, Learning Outcomes. You as a teacher, you will be able to describe the acquisition of knowledge in early childhood and the application of appropriate learning standards and indigenous resources. You'll be able to design, plan, implement, evaluate, and reflect on experiences for each child in early mathematics. Lastly, you'll be able to use play as the foundational principle to inform practices in early mathematics. Schematic outlay of the teaching of mathematics. The content-specific knowledge. As a teacher, you must be able to know what is mathematics, what is expected of you as a teacher. Secondly, the pedagogical knowledge. How should I teach mathematics? As a teacher, you must be able to know the strategies or the approaches that you will be able to use when teaching mathematics, especially from birth to 4 years. The knowledge of the learner's cognition. How do learners learn mathematics? As a teacher, you must be able to know all the learners in your classroom so that you are able to identify their weaknesses, their strong points, and be able to know how to teach the learners. Because if you don't know the learners in your classroom, you will not be able to know how to teach them. You won't be able to know how to help them or to assist them when they experience challenges in learning. Lastly, knowledge of mathematics. What mathematics should I teach? As a teacher, you should be able to know the curriculum of a specific age of learners, the content that learners should learn. For an example, as you'll be teaching learners or children from birth to age 4, you must be able to know what mathematics content should I teach these learners. You cannot use the content of grade 1 and then teach it in those ages. The content must be specific to their age so that they are able to understand them. Assessments. We have got 2 types of assessments that you will be doing throughout the year, which is divided in formative and summative. This module consists of 3 compulsory assessments, which falls under the formative, and a portfolio, which is a summative at the end of the year. Assessment 1 is a quiz. A quiz, it means that you will find different types of multiple choice questions, And then this quiz is only done online, where you go there and answer different questions. And then at the end, you will get the marks. The quiz, you are allowed to attempt it 3 times, meaning that you do it first, and then if you are not satisfied with the marks, you do it the second time, and then the third time. At the end, we are going to look at the highest mark and then take that mark that will be counted in you as your year mark. And then we have got 2 assessments which are written. These 2 assessments, you will find them as short questions and long questions, where sometimes you have to use your own experience and understanding to answer the questions based on the module. The last one is portfolio, which you will find it at the end of the year around October, November. The portfolio covers all the units of the module. Also, you answer them in terms of short questions and long questions. Also, it is a written one. Assessment plan. As I've already indicated that we have got 2 types of assessment, which is formative and summative. For assessment 1, which is a quiz, the weight is 20, meaning that from the marks that you are going to get out of 100, only 9% will be counted towards your final mark. You'll have, for an example, if you got 80 out of 100 in assessment 1, it means you have to calculate what will be 9% of that marks that will count towards your final marks. Assessment 2, which is a written one, it weighs 40%, which is 18%. Also, as I've already indicated with assessment 1, if you get, for an example, 60 out of 100, you will calculate how much is 18% of that marks that will count towards your final mark. Assessment 3 is the same as assessment 2. They weigh the same. The last one, which is the portfolio, it weighs 100. And then it contributes 55% towards your final mark. When we go back to the 3 assessment above, which is assessment 1, 2, and 3, they contribute 45% towards your final mark. So when you add 45% plus 55%, then you get 100%. So remember that it is important to write all the assessments. There is no assessment that is optional. So if you fail to submit one assessment, then you will be losing the marks towards your final mark at the end of the year. Thank you. This was the end of my presentation. Nakensa ngiyabonga. Baya danki kialeboga. Wishing you all the best with your studies. Thank you.